And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Andrea Moore back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, and I'll try not to cough on you. I'm trying to keep my
I have kids.
my sputum over to this side.
I have kids. I'm kind of immune to germs at this point.
Well, good news is I'm not spreading COVID. I'm just have a cold. It's every test that's been done with my wife and I, we're all negative and
Good.
all good. It's a cold. It's what it is.
Well,
It's
there are
February and
things,
colds happen.
and I've heard that there is a really nasty stomach bug going around, so be thankful you don't have that.
And I may have had some of that last week because I was having some stomach, and so was my wife, but I just kind of chalked it up to my medicine, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But either way, if it's something going around and it shows up at school, I usually get it because my wife gets it, and then it comes to me. So we're kind of the we're like the
Canary in the coal mine?
yeah, the Christmas Hickory Farm sampler. We get it every year whether you want it or not.
Oh, God bless America.
Well, good news is lots happening around town,
Yes.
and the chambers got their finger on the pulse here about it.
Well,
all
I'm
this stuff.
trying to. I'm finally able to get out of my shell, so to speak, and be able to do all the things that I love doing. And of course, yesterday, apparently we both got the same phone call.
Yes.
That we have the grand reopening at the McDonald's South location. 10 a.m. is on Friday.
Yes, this Friday.
And they will do lunch only, but then starting Saturday, they'll go back to normal hours
Yeah.
and full menu. So everybody be there or be square
What time
Friday
they-
at 10.
I think they open like 5 or 6 in the morning, don't
I
they?
think
normally?
so.
Yeah, it's early. So they'll be open early for breakfast and taking care
That's
of
right.
everybody.
So all the
but
kids can go and
check
start
out the
getting
Playland and everything else that's there. at the new-
Playland. Roswell High is literally a block away. So I have no doubt next week that those kids will be, around the corner. It'll be a line around the building getting their
Absolutely.
McDonald's. So that's where the McDonald's app will come in handy.
Absolutely.
Or DoorDash or whatever
Which
else.
you get exclusive. Like there's items you can only get to that app
Yes.
that you can't order if you walk into the store. Certain deals, like certain exclusive, like only like for instance, like one I used to use all the time was it was like a 20-piece chicken nugget for $4.99. That was one that you could only get through the app. I haven't seen it recently, but a lot of times they do a lot of deals with celebrities or different deals that are only through.
Oh, my kids
that
are
app,
my
so.
kids are experts on the app and also DoorDash because there's certain things that way as well. So the kids.
Yeah, and with that app, you can order, to pick up through the drive-through, dine in, delivery, curbside, all the above. They do all that.
McDonald's Friday, 10 a.m. Be there, be square.
Come see the new South Main McDonald's, and like you said, it's open for lunch beginning at 10 a.m. Friday.
Yep.
And then Saturday it'll be open normal hours with the full menu, and like it is every day. That's what it'll be there.
So get out there. And then, of course, at the chamber, we've been very busy. We are officially in election season.
Yes.
At the moment, we are hot and heavy with the municipal elections.
Yeah, early voting.
In case anybody is under a rock and is not aware of the fact that we've got city council and mayor elections going on right now.
Yep, early voting's going on right now. Election day will be here, March 1, I think?
March 1st, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went in and I checked. There was 538 votes cast at City Hall.
Okay.
And in the 2 days that they were open so far at the county administration building, only 68 votes had been cast. So get out and vote.
Yeah.
Get out and vote. Let's not have this be a low turnout, because this is even low for our municipal elections. And with that said, granted, we still have 2 weeks.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I think because there's so many options this election, we got a 4-way mayor race. We got a couple city council races that have 4 and 5 people running.
Yep.
I think people are really doing their homework, and that might be some of the numbers.
I hope so.
I think maybe you're not seeing as many people early voting because they're really trying to decide who's the best candidate for what they believe in.
I really hope that's the case, because tomorrow we're actually having 4 candidates over at the chamber for a meet and greet with the municipal elections. We at the Chamber of Commerce do not endorse any one particular candidate, whether it be in the municipal elections or going forward, primary general elections. We don't take a stance, but we do provide the ability for anyone running for office to come in and do a meet and greet, whether it be in the evening or we can set up for a luncheon if that's kind of more your style. So last night we had Mark Ronchetti, and it was a packed house. We standing room only. Good. It was fantastic.
Good.
Last week we had Greg Zanetti. Both gentlemen are running for governor on the Republican side. Tomorrow we're having 4 municipal candidates. We have Guy Malone, who is a mayoral candidate. We have Juliana Halverson, Ed Hildebrand,
Ward 3,
and Daryl Johnson, who is 4.
Ward
so
4,
2, 3, and 4. Like I said, with that said, that doesn't mean that we are endorsing any of these candidates.
Just providing an opportunity for people to come meet them, learn about their
But they have contacted us and they said, "Can we come in and do a meet and greet?" And I said, "Of course."
Sure.
You know, I love to have a good party. So,
same opportunity avail to all the other candidates.
Exactly. And I have reached out to every other candidate. One of the things that we have done is we've got a special section in our weekly email that for candidates, like I said, once again, not just municipal, but up and down the ticket from now until November. Anybody that sends us their information, I am happy to put it in our weekly email. We'll put it on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as well, because it's all different people to just get that information out.
Yeah.
So if you don't know anything about Guy Malone, come on. If you don't know anything about Juliana, Ed, or Daryl, please come and ask them the hard questions. Let me tell you, there were some pretty hard-hitting questions last night for Mark Ronchetti, and I really appreciated it because people weren't just like, fluffy stuff. They really wanted to get to the meat and get to know that candidate. So please come. We provide some light refreshments. We'll have appetizers and beer, wine, sodas, water as well.
This is that, we talk about the world we live in right now, and if you're happy or not happy with the way things are going, in reality, in actuality, this is how you change it. In elections, you vote for the people that line up with the things and that you believe in, and the only way you can get it right is do your research.
That's right. So come on.
Yeah.
And then Friday, so Thursday, tomorrow, is our municipal people. Then Friday, 5:30, meet and greet. We have Jay Block, another
gubernatorial candidate.
Yep. And then Thursday of next week, so a week from tomorrow, we are having Rebecca Dow, another governor, and that rounds out all of our governor candidates on the Republican ticket.
Okay.
And she's doing a luncheon on Thursday, so that'll be 11:30 to 1.
Okay.
So doors will open at 11:30. Come in, grab your plate, sit down, so she can be ready to talk to everybody between 11:45 and noon.
Good deal.
Because we want to get people out and back to work, because obviously it's a weekday.
Sure, absolutely. So please call RSVP for that one. I'm guessing for food. I'm thinking, right? Or
we'll have plenty.
Okay, perfect. Good deal. Have they announced the caterer yet, or is it?
I'm going back and forth because it was a last minute change.
Gotcha.
She was supposed to be in the evening.
So working those details.
So we're working
More
those
to come
details.
now. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good deal.
But it'll be good food either which way.
Of course. But I know some people, we're going to have X, and they're like, I'm coming now.
So all of our meet and greets in the evening so far have been catered by Peppers. So we're probably going to switch it up for Rebecca for lunch.
Cool.
Not anything against anybody, but once again, just trying to
get more
spread
chamber
the
members
love, share the
opportunities
love.
to do their things.
And, with that said, but once again, with meet and greets, if the governor wanted to come and do a meet and greet, I'm opening those doors because once again, you need to be able to ask those questions.
Sure.
I'm not going to allow any tomfoolery. If it gets ugly, you're out.
Right.
And I don't care what candidate it is.
Let's keep it adult.
We can be disagreeable without being ugly.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Things don't get done. And I get it. People's emotions, it's an emotional thing. Politics is a very emotional beast. It is. But
exactly, especially coming from me, me to say I'm not going to allow that stuff.
Yeah.
because I am definitely one of those that would want to throat punch certain people at any given
let's
time.
Let's face it, people, don't want to deal with that mess.
No.
And they're not going to show up if they know it's going to be a bunch of that.
Yep.
And I know that's fun and entertaining and salacious for a hot minute, but it's scary because in actuality, these are real decisions being made and are going to impact our daily lives. And so we need to not act like children when it comes to making decisions on who's the right people to make these calls for us.
Yep.
So for you to just be nasty because it makes you feel better may not help the situation here. So we don't want that any going on. You want to go home and yell at them, picture them all day, or whatever you want to do, knock yourself out. That's God bless you. It's America. You do what you
but
feel
there's
like
a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
I've reached out to all of the lieutenant governor candidates.
Okay.
Howie Morales on the Democrat side, obviously, as well as there's 4 or 5 on the Republican ticket. I've reached out to all of them, and we're in the works of securing dates. So once again, be looking for all of these candidates. We're lining up attorney general candidates, state auditor, state treasurer, because a lot of these are all coming up.
Right after this municipal election, it's going to get hot and heavy with the general election.
Exactly.
Stuff, yeah.
And for example, the attorney general is going to be probably a hot and heavy race as well, because Hector Balderas, who is the current sitting attorney general, is termed out.
Oh, okay.
So there's
going to be a new face regardless.
Yes. And so we're reaching out to everybody. Come on and get to know these people so you can vote, because sometimes some people do actually, cross ballot vote.
Absolutely.
And go, hey, I'll vote for this particular party on this, but a different party. And,
some people want balance, which weird,
Yeah.
and so they vote that way. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting all of those candidates. And of course, I will be attending. I've been officially invited to both party conventions. The Republican Party convention is in 2 weeks. And then, as we all know, the Democrat Party is coming to Roswell the weekend after the mayoral race, the city council race. And I've been invited to go to that.
Okay.
And I will use my official capacity as the chamber president to go and invite all of these candidates from both conventions and say, hey, let's get you through here. People want to meet you.
Yeah. Give you a platform
Especially
to.
since we are all 3 congressional districts in Roswell now.
I got a feeling Chaves County is going to be very interesting in future elections.
I think
for the
so.
State. I think they've kind of set the table where we're going to see a lot of people passing through this area.
I sure hope
because
so.
they kind of have to now.
So let's get these people in and get to know them. So that's all of the stuff on the election side, because as we all know, I love politics. I love legislative session, which, by the way, the last day is tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're scheduled to have Nybert talking with us in the morning, and maybe Candy Spence as well, and hopefully Phelps Anderson to join us and on the phone and give us that last day recap.
That's awesome, because there's been a lot of stuff going on, which then pushes us into March, where we are going to have Rise with Roswell Ag Breakfast. I'm so excited.
It's been at least 1 year. What, 1 year, maybe 2 years?
It's been 2 years.
2 years
because it got canceled the week before it was supposed to go off in 2020.
The next year. Yeah, so it's been 2 years of no Rise with Roswell.
Correct. So we're bringing it back. Tim Moffitt, the agricultural comedian, is our guest speaker.
Perfect.
So tickets are $25 a piece or $500 a table.
Okay.
And we will be in the Farm Bureau building, a.k.a. the new building over at the fairgrounds.
Perfect.
Of course, that's our early event.
Yeah.
Doors will open at 6 a.m. Get everybody in. Settled. We'll start serving breakfast probably right there about 6:15, 6:30. Get everybody through, settled, so we can start the program, because we really try hard to get everybody out the door by about 8 a.m. because we realize
people have to be work. Usually 8's about average for most people there.
And it's March 24th, which is a Thursday.
So about a month and a couple days.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's once again 6 a.m. out at the fairgrounds. If somebody hasn't seen our invitation, if you're not getting our emails, please contact us, because we are working on selling our tables. We are honoring all of the sponsorships
from the past year,
2020.
2 years ago,
since it did get canceled at the very last minute. So anybody that was a sponsor in 2020 is still a sponsor.
You get all your swag from that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we are honoring that. But with that said, we are also never going to turn down anybody that would like to be a sponsor
We could use
going
more
forward.
new sponsors and things to help out. So if you didn't get in on it 2 years ago, and like I missed the boat on that, good news. Now you can get in. Just reach out to the chamber here,
Yep.
and they'll be happy to give you all the information on levels of sponsorship
Correct.
and opportunities.
And let me tell you, tickets and tables are going quickly. So you definitely want to get with us sooner than later.
It's a good time. It really, I mean, it's a chance for us to honor our farmers and ranchers in that industry. Hence the reason why it's so darn early.
Well, as Miss Candy, Ms. Candia Spencer says, if you eat, you're part of ag.
Absolutely. So please come help us celebrate. It's always good eating. I've noticed anytime there's a farm or ranch related event, people know how to cook at those events, so the food's always good. And like I said, you got a great speaker here who's going to tickle your funny bone.
He is
give you
hilarious.
A few food for thought, probably things to walk away with here. And of course, if you're a farmer and rancher, please, I know that might be a busy time, but take the morning off, come and let us celebrate you. Come and enjoy a meal and come and have a good time for an hour or two here before you get back to the fields and the farm there.
That's right. And then, of course, the next big thing I'm so excited is we are bringing back fireworks to Roswell and Chaves County because, as we all know, this is the fourth year since the accident with the firefighters. So we have secured our fireworks. We have secured entertainment. We're going to have a concert beforehand with Kofi Anderson.
Country star.
Yes.
Who's a lot more expensive to get now than he was the last time.
That's right. He has since signed a major label. And he's best known for Mr. Red, White, and Blue, but of course he has lots of new material since then. He was here quite a few years ago when
the fair, right? If I remember right.
I think he was here for the fair, and then I also know that the chamber brought him in for one of the balloon rallies that they had done as well.
Okay.
And so, of course, when we reached out to him, he goes, "Oh my gosh, I love Roswell. I will be there." He goes, "And you have called at the exact right time because I signed my label tomorrow, so I can give you
the planets aligned for us.
Deeply discounted rate." So we are so excited to have him come in. And of course, we are working on sponsorships for the fireworks and the concert, the whole event, because we want it to be free to the community. I do not want to have to charge anybody in the community. So anybody that wants to help with the cause, every $1, every $5 helps, as well as, once again, if you want to be the guy that it's, Joe Schmuckatelli presents the fireworks, hey, you can write me a check and I'm not going to say no.
We'd love to have you be a part of it, absolutely.
And once again, those sponsorships are starting to sell pretty quickly because everybody's excited. We're reaching out to all the food trucks. We would love to have a handful of food trucks out there to provide food and refreshments. We're looking into having a beer garden.
Yeah, a very festival-like atmosphere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're, of course, going backwards from, 9:30-ish is probably when the fireworks will start because we do have to make sure it's dark.
Yep.
Fireworks don't do well at noon.
And July 4th, it's right in the middle of summer, which means the sun's out late. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So then going backwards from that, Kofi Anderson's going to do about a 90-minute to 2-hour concert for us.
Okay.
So that concert will probably start about 7:30, which means that we probably want to open the venue where we're going to be at Cielo Grande.
Yes.
We'll probably start opening everything then about 5:30 or so. So that way it's later in the afternoon. Go enjoy your picnics with your family and enjoy the day, and then come out to Cielo Grande for a concert and fireworks. And we're really working to have at least something for everybody. And of course, I have delusions of grandeur and I want it to be this huge thing. And it probably won't be what my mind's eye thinks for the first year, but we definitely have a goal going forward that in the next few years, what it'll look like.
Yeah.
So we're
celebrating the 4th.
That's right.
The way America does with fireworks and everything. July 4th, mark it on your calendars. Cielo Grande, make plans to attend. Like you said, everything will get underway. We're roughly around 5:30.
Yeah.
But The party and everything will start with the concert, and then of course fireworks afterwards.
Yeah.
And
So come out.
come make it your own. Come out. Maybe there's plenty of space to spread out there. Maybe maybe like I said, come out, get a picnic blanket and everything. Go
Yes.
hit up one of the food trucks, or if you'd rather make your own and a little picnic, then do your thing. But
Absolutely.
come on out and be a part of it. Yeah.
We are really excited to do that. And I'm just so thrilled that we have the ability, that we're coming out of COVID, that we can all get together, we can celebrate this.
Yes.
And it's my pleasure to put in the hard work.
Yeah.
Going forward. So like I said, once again, we're looking for sponsors on that whole deal. Give us a call, 575-623-5695. Stop by if you see any one of our red vehicles or Kyle's big black truck. We're there.
Yeah.
Sometimes the door is locked. Ring the doorbell.
Ring it. Yeah. Or knock, or
I
do
promise we're watching, but if we're in the back or if it's just one or two of us in the office, we do keep that door
for security
locked.
reasons, you keep it locked. Absolutely. What about any business after hours or anything coming up? I know we had a couple of this
Not
past week, but
not coming up in the super quick. Anything coming up super quick because we are really focusing on these meet and greets.
Gotcha.
And then, of course, Leadership Roswell is doing their out-of-town experience in Rio Doso again this year because, unfortunately, we were not able to go to Santa Fe.
Down. It's they go there and wouldn't have nothing to do.
Exactly, because we had really tried hard to get them up there.
Nobody's allowing anybody to come in to see
even the
anybody.
Roundhouse, I've been up there, and it's kind of sad because you go up to the Roundhouse, it's a ghost town. There is nobody walking the halls. They don't have anything going on the bottom floor where they usually have all of the tables
It's
and
all
vendors.
virtual and in offices and everything else.
Yeah. And we wouldn't have been able to go see, the Supreme Court, the governor's mansion.
Yeah, all the things they do in Santa Fe.
All the things that they do. So we could have hung out at the hotel, but okay, so what's the purpose?
You're right, yeah. So
we're just moving that to Rio Doso this year. So hopefully in 23 we'll be able to go back to Santa
Fe. But I will say this. Even though that group doesn't get to go to Santa Fe, they really do a great, like when they did Rio Doso last year, they got to do things that other classes never get to do.
Oh, it was so much fun.
So even though they did trade off a little bit, they got exclusive things that no other class got.
Correct.
So, and I imagine this class will get the exact same.
So once again, we've got Leadership Roswell. We'll be wrapping up in May. So there's only 2 more classes after they go to Rio Doso for overnight.
And then around the 4th of July time, they'll be hot and heavy getting the new class put together.
So if you're interested in doing Leadership Roswell, start thinking about it. And as soon as we go live with the applications, because you have a very short period of time to turn those applications in.
I think they give you about 30 days or so on average.
But it's still pretty quick.
Well, it is
because
quick
if
in the
you
scheme of
think,
things,
tomorrow, all of a sudden it's closed, and we do shut it down at 5.
5 on that usually Friday.
It's usually the last Friday of the month, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then Rick and his crew go through, and it's
pretty interesting
totally
process.
Fair and random because you've been a part of that process.
I've been a part of that process in the past, and it's very, it's a stringent process. I will tell you, if you've applied in the past, you gain weight in future applications. So if you tried, say, last year or the year before, and you didn't make the 30, if you apply again this year, you get more weight than someone that hasn't applied before. They understand that, look, if you keep trying, you have a desire, you have a and that's part of it. We want people that want to be a part of this.
Exactly.
And by you applying every year and showing you're committed to do this, we're going to give you credit for that. And that's what they do. So, and I'm not going to lie, don't be disappointed. There's some people that took 3-4 times before they finally made the cut here. So if you didn't make it the first time or even the second time, we usually get on average 50, 60, sometimes as many as 70 applications, and only 30
make it
get in. So that's that's what
and
it is.
And it's not first come first serve.
Yeah.
It is definitely as being part of the inside of all of that, but Rick really does a really good job that it's all anonymous. You don't know whose applications you're reading, but it's kind of on a scale that everybody kind of agrees together, hey, these are the people. and the cutoff is the cutoff.
Yeah.
But also know that if you didn't get in right away, there's always at least onesies, twosies that start the class and may, for whatever reason, maybe a job opening, happen and they have to move away. If it's early enough, Rick's usually pretty good at calling the next people on the list saying, hey, you know what? Something Bonanza, you got in.
And Rick calls every single person.
He does.
Even the ones that don't make it. So if there's 50 of them out there, he calls all 50.
He does a really good job.
Including the 30 that makes it.
Because I'll tell you, the year I got in, I thought for sure he was going to tell me, sorry, you didn't get in. Because and it's just so funny because he's like, hey, Andrea, I saw that you put your application in for Leadership Roswell. I'm so happy that you did it. And I'm calling you today because I got to talk to you. And I'm thinking, here we go.
But.
And he goes, but I want to congratulate you. You got in. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? Me? Like, who am I? I'm just, Joe Nobody.
Yeah.
And we had a great class, of course. Class of 2016 is the best class.
I'm a few years later. So I went the other route. I went and got letters of recommendation, and I didn't go quite Jeffrey level status, but I went and I got like the mayor, I got county manager, Stan Riggs at the time, scouting, president of ENMU, who at the time was very much a part of. He was a current one is too, but he was actually vice president at the time. But he was very much involved in Leadership Roswell I think on the alumni at that time, and so excuse me, I stacked the deck in my favor because I'm a radio guy and know all these people. So I'm not going to lie, I had advantages that other people don't.
Well, I put in a bunch of my letters of recommendation too. And everybody knows me that I'm usually pretty blunt and to the point.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I wrote my application. It was like, okay, each question I was like, oh, well, I don't need to answer this in 2 pages. It's 4 words.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was shocked that I got in.
Gotcha.
Because Rick is always like, really?
Elaborate.
He's like, really put your thought into it. And I'm like, well, I did put thought into it, but this question was only a 4-word answer.
My thought didn't require a whole paragraph or an essay to answer.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, for sure, it's going to take me 2.
Yeah.
And
I gave, standard answers to those, things like that. But I think what got me was I just literally had like 4 or 5 recommendation letters from people of importance.
Yeah. And the committee that Rick has does change. It's not the same people all the time.
I've done it once a couple years ago, and I haven't done it
since.
And
so Rick's pretty good about making sure that it's definitely a level playing field for everybody.
Yeah.
And we also have the next issue of Roswell Now magazine will be hitting your doors in the next couple of weeks because it's at the printer. So the last week of February, first week of March, and it is fantastic.
Good.
Madeline Jones is awesome. I cannot give her enough kudos for what she does because she has really put together an awesome, stellar product. We've got a big spread on SWAP and kind of what they do on the medical side of cannabis.
Cool.
We've got an article in there, of course, with Coach Reeves. We've got an article in there about our national champion football team at the Institute.
And MMI, they won the JUCO championship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've got something about the Quilters Guild. I did not know that we have 2 Quilters Guilds.
I didn't know that either.
I had no idea. And so there's and then of course we have some of our standards, Liz's Local Loves. Yeah. We've got Miss Ava always does something about recipes. So she's got about 3 or 4 really cool little recipes. Okay. Of course, we've got
stuff for the home,
our zoo stuff in there, our kids corner. I always do a little letter in there.
Good deal.
And anybody that knows me, I can talk all day long, but when I have to put it onto paper, it takes me a little bit longer.
Sure.
I go back and forth. It takes me the whole quarter to write my letter because I'll have it written and I'm like, oh, that's all garbage, delete and start over.
Gotcha.
And so the staff laughs because they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm writing my letter. And they're like, but you have 90 days. I'm like, no, if I don't start now, it's it's over.
By the time the 90-day hits, I'll have it just perfect.
That's right.
We are running out of time.
Yeah,
here.
I saw that.
If anybody has any questions about anything, you can always come by the chamber and
Please.
visit. You can always follow the chamber on social media, Facebook and Instagram.
Yep, we started to really get onto Instagram as well.
Yeah, and of course, always call. Always call
Yep.
during business hours. Leave a voicemail if no one answers, and they'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible.
We
there.
do call people back.
Yes.
575-623-5695
Yeah.
or 131 West 2nd. Come see us.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about any of the candidate meet and greets, don't hesitate to reach out here and come on out to some of these. So when you do decide to go vote, whether it's on the 1st or early here, that when you step up to make your boxes or circle in your little ovals there, you're doing it for the names that you believe in.
Correct.
So.
And if you're not getting the information other than when you hear me here, once again, contact us. We'll get you on our list.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We'll make sure that information gets to you. So, well, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate
Thank
it as
you.
always. We'll see you here next time.
Absolutely.
If not sooner. All right. It is